What's up, guys? It's KB. Make sure you subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Click the bell icon down below so you don't miss a single video from us. And thanks for tuning in to another video from Underground Sports Philadelphia. Now let's get into it.
Philadelphia, baby, you're going to love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
Welcome back to Top Bins, the show bringing you all the latest news, notes, and banter from around the Premier League and the world of footy, soccer, football, whatever you want to call it, the beautiful game. We are back, the official soccer podcast on the Underground Sports Philadelphia Podcast Network. KB, Mark, Harrison, back in the fold. And man, what a beautiful week it's been. A birds parade. Brighton continues to go belt to ass like CJ Gardner-Johnson over Chelsea. We got more Champions League to discuss. It's just a fun week. A fun week. Harrison, how's your week been?
Not as fun. At least on the side.
We had a parade.
We had the parade. Yeah. But no, it's our weekly make fun of Harrison session. So,
the Top Bins jester.
Hey, at least I'm not a Tottenham fan.
That's valid. We're going to get into everything, but before we do, make sure you guys are following us on the socials at FC Top Bins on Twitter and TikTok, and at Top Bins Pod on Instagram and Threads. Subscribe to the pod on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts in audio form. Leave us a 5-star review. Goes a long way for helping this show continue to grow, helps more people find not only Top Bins on those platforms, but every podcast on the Underground Sports Philadelphia podcast network. And subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia. That's where you get full video episodes of this show every week, full video episodes of every show on our network, clips, shorts, live streams. We're at 1,030 subscribers, looking to get to 1,100 before March Madness tips off for all of our U.S. fans. So subscribe, leave a like on the video, drop a comment in the comment section, and click that bell icon so you know whenever new videos go live. And the show is powered by our friends over at Classic Football Shirts. Guys, Mark was sending us potentially leaked Arsenal kits. You already know Classic Football Shirts going to have some beautiful, beautiful kits going all year round. They are the one-stop shop to just deck out your entire wardrobe to support your favorite football club, your favorite player, or both. Use our link in the description and shop everything that Classic Football Shirts has to offer, from their Premier League capsules to Ronaldo and Messi capsules to a whole bunch of just vintage apparel, jerseys, everything. It's all available. Classic Football Shirts. Use our link in the description and shop with our friends at Classic Football Shirts. And shout out to them for sponsoring the podcast. How we doing, boys? Another week of the Prem in the books. Another Champions League week in the books. And it was a beautiful week. It was a beautiful week, Mark. I feel like you and I are like Drewski and Jack Harlow in that video. How sweet it is.
Exactly. I had a great week, great weekend, great day today as well. I mean, it was fantastic. So, what can I say? We'll get to that.
Shall we start
with
the beautiful Valentine's Day massacre that was 3-0 in favor of the Albion over Chelsea yet again, twice in 1 week. And I have one of my favorite stats that Mark will eat up here. It's from @TalkSport on the tweet.com. Chelsea's 3-0 loss to Brighton was their first game without a shot on target in the Premier League since September of 2021.
Same year we won the Champions League.
Sure, but we all know that's not physically possible. So
no shots on target.
Whatever you got to do to help yourself cope.
You possess the ball 70% of the time.
70%. Yeah.
70% possession rate and a 3-0 loss to my lowly Brighton. Everyone wants to clown me for picking Brighton. I get DMs all the time. Oh, what are you going to do if Brighton gets... They're not getting relegated this year, guys. We're on the up and up. And that beautiful, beautiful man known as Mitoma,
Fuck that
just
guy.
continues to be a Chelsea slayer. Minte with 2 beauties in this one. And between the FA Cup and this game here, 5-1 shellacking in less than a week. It was beautiful.
Yeah, but on aggregate, no, wait. Never mind. No, you still went on aggregate. Wait.
It was a beautiful season series.
Wait, 4-0 or 4-1, then 2-1. No, we're tied on aggregate. We're tied on aggregate. No, we're not. You're up by 1.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
Matt, bad
It was a
math.
beautiful year, beautiful matches, beautiful game. It was just lovely. Just getting the updates as I'm on my way, getting settled in from the parade, the early updates and Mitoma scores and then it was all the floodgates open from there, and it was just a brilliant win. And this all comes on the heels of your dumbass manager Harrison just saying he didn't want to speak on my beautiful German human of a manager, saying he's not a top manager in the Prem. Wanted to just kiss the ring of all the former Brighton managers.
Yeah, whatever.
It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. All these Chelsea fans saying Brighton is irrelevant. They're the most irrelevant team that plays in the Prem. And here we are, just absolutely demolishing you this season. And it was a beautiful, beautiful thing.
I'm starting to understand how Dallas Cowboys fans feel, just bringing up trophies from the past. And between them and Indiana basketball being dog shit.
Can I present a trade offer to you, Harrison? You'll receive Cucurella, Sanchez, Caicedo, and multiple L's. Brighton will receive $213 million and multiple W's.
Can we keep Caicedo and just send you back Sanchez and Cucurella?
Oh, it's beautiful.
You send back just a little bit of money, just a little bit.
It was a brilliant win. Obviously, Brighton didn't move too much just because of everything else that happened, but still in prime position, still top 10 with a layup of a game. Just handle business this coming week, and it'll be scenes, and there's a lot of movement that can happen, but you had to take care of business against Chelsea first. They did that, and a beautiful bounce back so far from that 7-0 shellacking to Nottingham Forest in their 2 games since. Brilliant job.
That goal by Mitoma was beautiful. That touch was insane.
Unreal.
I've refused to watch highlights. Refused.
You should see the goal. It was beautiful.
You had none.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that too. But I found it funny. I think the next day there was a report saying Chelsea went and bid $75 million for Mitoma after he destroyed them twice in a week.
He's the man.
Yeah, he's gonna be wearing Chelsea blue before we know it.
Oh, so you're gonna just overpay for another Brighton product and not perform for Chelsea?
Why not? We've seen how well it worked out in the past.
Yeah, exactly.
Just what you need, more offense.
You want to hire their manager too while you're at it?
Yeah, why not?
Hertzler is a dog.
Yeah.
Love it. Mark, nice 2-0 win. Took care of business against Leicester City.
Yeah.
Business.
I will be a little honest because of the parade and everything, how early I woke up and how long the day was. So I was exhausted. So I woke up and watched the match, but I was half asleep for the first half. But when I did see, Raheem Sterling had a great career. Sorry, you're done. At least at the top level. If he wants to play for a lower tier team or go to MLS or something like that, go ahead. But yeah, his days in the top were done. But he was not good. So, and it was it got on, and I was this was my fear without Havertz was just where are we going to have offense? And then he brought on Marino, and they said Marino could play as an emergency 9. Little did I know that we found our new striker. Great. We don't have to buy one in the summer. Good job. No, it was two very good goals. Like great movement from like that looked like a striker. And it was just job well done. I can't really complain or anything. Like defensively, we're fine. I will just shout out to our two young boys. One, Miles Lewis Skelly, for that touch that he made before we scored that basically saved the game for us. And then, but Ethan Wanyeri, man,
so good,
that kid is special. He's going to be a stud for years to come. He was our best player by far, and his pass for the first goal was inch perfect. Yeah, I can't say enough about it. I just need him to stay fit for like the next month and a half, because I keep seeing reports either Saka and Martinelli will be back like before the first leg of the Champions League. Now they're saying like before the international break. Now they're saying after the international break. So I just need our boys to just stay healthy for like a month and a half. But overall, like they did what they had to do. Like until Saka and Martinelli come back, it's not going to be pretty. It's going to be a lot of probably like ugly 1-0, 2-0 wins. But as the old saying goes, there's no such thing as an ugly W. So keep winning, and that's all I can ask for, and just keep the pressure on Liverpool.
100%. Brentford 1, West Ham 0. Kind of talked about that one a little bit, where we were kind of figuring out, which team needed it more. Brentford obviously trying to stay somewhat afloat and alive. There's rumors that like top 8 is going to be a benchmark potentially with how things are playing out, but you never know. So Brentford, big time win against West Ham. Bournemouth 3-1 win over Southampton. Took care of business. Got to do what you got to do. Villa and Ipswich draw 1-1. Ipswich draws a red card in this one. I'm loving it because I need Villa to just fucking fall off a cliff for Brighton to go past them. So,
me too. I'm a Villa hater, as established on this podcast. So I see them struggling against 10-man Ipswich. I'm like,
maybe Chelsea's not the only one.
Yeah. Curious, but they at least got a point. Chelsea didn't. So, but.
He's in the gutter.
But it just fueled my hater agenda, and then other results fueled my hater agenda. So it was a great weekend for me.
Yeah, speaking of, Man City 4-0 at home against Newcastle. Big time.
I swear, I fucking hate. I swear those dickheads up north just only come up for play like up against us, and then every other team they just sit back against. Fine, you want to hate us? Fine, we'll be the hated club. I don't give a shit. Fuck them. I don't even care that City was City that did it. I was happy. Good. Keep pushing them down the table, and then if right now they're 7th, that's Conference League. Good. Keep them there, because then Isak will be more likely to leave. Fuck Newcastle.
More of Mark's hater agenda. Fulham 2, Nottingham Forest 1.
Yes. I'm telling you, New Forest are frauds. They're not that good. And in 2 weeks' time, I think. When do we play them?
February 26th.
Okay. Oh, so a week from today. Perfect. But a week from today, I will be on this podcast either eating crow or being even more of an obnoxious hater, because they are not that goddamn good. I'm telling you. And I watched that game, and Fulham were all over them. Like, they made their lives hell. So I'm telling you, Forest, not that good. They're not good. They right now they are still 3rd, which fine, respectable. They will finish. I forget what I said, but they'll finish 6th or 7th. That they're not going to finish in the top 4.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy too that Bournemouth have the same amount of points as Chelsea, but they feel like they're going in 2 totally different directions.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's what good coaching does.
Can we like prime Jose Mourinho back and just start shithousing again? I miss that.
Well, then you might as well get like John Terry and all them folks.
Yeah, I need like a time machine so we can like scoop up prime John Terry and prime Frank Lampard. Prime
If you're
Didier.
building a time machine, I'm just gonna go back to before the 2015-16 season. Put like ask my dad for like $1,000 and ask to put on Leicester 5,000-1 to win it all, or win the Premier League, not win it all.
Just all your life savings, throw it on Leicester to win the Prem and become a rich man.
Exactly.
Who let Everton get hot? 2-1 against Crystal Palace.
Yeah, I watched that game too. That was a fun game.
New manager bump is just carrying over week. They're 14th now. And I mean, a couple weeks ago, they were hovering around 17, 18. They've been climbing. They've been winning. They are a team that you don't want to run into right now, for sure. Liverpool survived Wolves 2-1. And in the ultimate hater bowl, Tottenham won, Man United 0. What a scene.
That was a football match of all time. Yeah, both teams just are bad right now.
Bad.
So I thought, I was surprised though that more goals weren't scored. I was shocked that it stayed at 1-0, but yikes.
Yeah. Tough. Do we want to bring up the match that happened today?
Sure.
So Villa and Liverpool played today, which accounts for match week 29. Draw 2-2. I'll take that.
Is it match week 26, not 29?
On here it's saying 20. It's like I guess because it got moved.
Oh, okay.
What we were talking about, they're like classifying it from 29.
Okay.
2-2. I'll take that as somebody who needs Villa to just secure as few points as possible. Mark will take that for somebody who needs Liverpool to secure as few points as possible.
Remember how I said I hate Aston Villa? That was only, it was a temporary reprieve today for like 2 hours where I loved Villa. But like Liverpool, I watched the entire game. Liverpool were all over them in the beginning. They just missed like chances. Like Jota had a hilarious miss. I don't know if you saw it, but if you didn't, I'll send it after this. Nunez also had a terrible miss.
From like, awful.
It was so funny. But like I thought Liverpool played well, especially in the beginning, and then they got the lead because of a horrific mistake. I still don't know who the hell Garcia was trying to pass it to. It seemed like he was like to Emi Martinez, but that was just terrible. Then known Arsenal fan Ollie Watkins scored the goal that gave him the lead. And then Daniel Malen, who I know for a fact he was in our academy. And I think he's also an Arsenal fan, just missed the winner. Was very happy with Villa winning, drawing. And now Liverpool, next 2 games, City and then Newcastle. I'm just saying, we just need to keep doing our business and just keep picking up 3 points and just wait for Saka to come back. And then who knows what can happen. Liverpool, great going forward. Like I have no issues about them going forward, but their defense is shaky. So overall, good game, good results for both of us. And I'm happy.
Yeah, I was thrilled with just 1 point because now Brighton take care of business. They could potentially leapfrog not only Villa but Fulham and be right on the heels of Newcastle if they continue to kind of free fall the way they have over the last month or so, which is brilliant. And looking at the table after today's game, Liverpool still in first with 61 points, Arsenal 53, Nottingham Forest 47, Man City 44. That's your Champions League. Bournemouth with 43. They have the tiebreaker over Chelsea with goal differential. Chelsea in 6th. Newcastle in 7th. Fulham in 8th. Villa in 9th. Brighton rounds out the top 10. And then it's Brentford, Tottenham, Crystal Palace, Everton, Man United, West Ham, and Wolves. And then relegation nation is Ipswich Town with 17, Leicester City with 17, and Southampton with 9. I love it. The trajectory is feeling good. I feel so good right now.
I'm
glad you feel that good. I'm glad you feel that good.
I feel cautiously optimistic because I still just think with our lack of striker, it will be our downfall more than anything this year. We got a shot. That's all I can ask for, really.
I'm just loving the way things are shaking out. Like Newcastle kind of seems to be losing a step here and there. Keep losing a step through March 1st, baby. All eyes on the FA Cup. Let's fucking go.
March will be the month of Chelsea, hopefully.
Your month was early in the season. Relax. When you were second.
For like a week.
I'm sure it was a glorious week for you.
It was a glorious week. The Eagles were still playing football. Chelsea were playing well. The Flyers were doing pretty well. I wasn't worried about Indiana basketball because Indiana football was still playing. Glorious week.
And ladies and gentlemen, that was September.
Yeah.
Anything else from the past week of Premier League action before we shift to Champions League, where scenes were had?
No. I could defend my manager, but I'll hold off on that for now.
So we will shift to Champions League, and it is brought to you by Paramount Plus, where you can catch every bit of Champions League action with our friends at Paramount Plus. Don't miss a single game. All available to watch on Paramount Plus. Use our link in the description. Sign up for Paramount Plus today using our link in the description of the podcast so you don't miss out on any Champions League action, plus a multitude of programming from television and movies. One of Mark's new favorite movies, Sonic 3, now available on Paramount Plus. Use our link in the description. Sign up for Paramount Plus. Don't miss a single second of Champions League action streaming on Paramount Plus. Get started today with our link in the description. I mean, what a wild scene. Shout out to Julian Carranza, man. What a goal. What a goal for the former Union product. So, I mean, we'll start there. Feyenoord on the way through. They take down Milan. Double red cards in this one, and just a beautiful finish by Carranza to tie it up, and they move on aggregate. And I feel like this is not like devastating, but this sucks for Milan, because this was kind of like their approach to their season was like, we're gonna go all out for Champions League, and they're already out before it could really get going for them.
Yeah, I mean, I watched that game too because I think that was the early game. And it was kind of funny that they scored less than a minute in. And the thing was, they bought Feyenoord striker in the January window, and then he scored against them. And he didn't want to celebrate, which is very respectful. And then they still eliminated him. And with like an interim coach too. So yeah, good for Feyenoord. I mean, Milan should have gone through. Like, it should not have been that close. Yeah. They have the superior talent, so it's a very disappointing result for them, for sure.
Benfica and Monaco draw 3-3, but aggregate 4-3. A lot of draws on yesterday's slate. 3 out of the 4 games went to draws. Quite the game there. It was just nonstop action. I think if you want goal scoring, you just sit down and watch that one. Nice little afternoon action there. But thoughts on that one, Mark, as we have another team moving through based on aggregate alone?
I watched the highlights. I did not watch the game. Good for Benfica because they were like this. They've always been like a decent team in Europe. but it was just end-to-end stuff, and it was always going to be like it's cliche, but it's like it's always going to be whoever scores the last goal really is going to go through, and they were able to do that. And it was funny because like I looked away, and when it was 2-1, and then my friend texted me like all of a sudden it's 3-3, and I'm like, wait, what? And then I just watched the highlights, and I was like, yeah, it was good for Benfica as the sole representative of the Portuguese league left. Good for them, and we'll see how far. We'll see who they can possibly draw.
Club Brugge wins 3-1. Atalanta catches a red card in this one. This was also kind of an upset.
Yeah, that was a shock.
We talked about it last week where it was like Atalanta might be in trouble based on aggregate alone, and they just did not have the goal scoring ability whatsoever in this matchup.
Yeah, that was probably the shock of the knockout ties, playoff ties for sure. I did not. I thought Atalanta, because they were home, how good they were, had been in Europe and everything. I thought they were going to cruise. So consider me impressed, Club Brugge. Oh, did you hear what their coach said about Lookman?
No.
So apparently he scored, and then he was going to take a penalty, and then he said, and he apparently was like a terrible penalty. So their manager after the game said the penalty clearly should not have been taken by Lookman. He is one of the worst penalty takers I've ever seen. Even in training, he has a very low percentage. He kicks them truly bad.
Jeez.
Good grief.
And then Fabrizio Romano today tweeted out like, "Oh yeah, he's probably going to leave in the summer." I'm like, "Yeah, no shit."
You don't say. That's wild.
I would take him in Arsenal in a heartbeat so badly, though.
The other draw, Bayern advance on aggregate 3-2. Good for them. They needed that for sure.
Yeah.
Because that what you want to talk about upsets. Good win for them to advance, even with the draw, but they advance. And then today's action, as we record this Wednesday night, Dortmund advancing based on aggregate as well. Another draw, 0-0 over Sporting. And then we had the royal bloodbath, if you will, Real Madrid, Man City. Good grief.
You know what? As much as I hate the fact that Real Madrid are moving on yet again in the Champions League, it just fills my heart with a little bit of joy watching City crash out of the Champions League.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're going to get charged for all their financial issues soon, so I can feel a little less lonely in the bowels of the Premier League top 10.
PSG with unbelievable aggregate, 10-0 on aggregate.
Yeah.
They win 7-0 over Brest today. I mean, you want to talk about domination. It was damn near start to finish that they were scoring in this one. 20th minute, 39th minute, 59th minute, 64th minute, 69th minute, 76th minute, and 86th minute. Just like every 10 minutes, popping one in the back of the net.
Yeah, no, I mean, credit to Brest, like with the team, first ever Champions League with like a minimal limited budget and everything. So the fact that they even made it to the playoff stages, credit to them. Yeah, but you just see the gulf in quality between those two clubs. So,
and this was not a Champions League knockout round for Serie A participants whatsoever.
Nope.
No.
Great for me though.
See you later. PSV advance 4-3 on aggregate. They win 3-1. All three of the big dogs. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. That's kind of surprising that they all three fell out in the same round too. But yeah, not the Italian Champions League representation that they wanted for sure.
Yeah.
Not great for Team USA either.
Good for Arsenal though. So,
but yeah, there it is. Round of 16 now lines up. The draws on Friday. So next week we'll have kind of breakdowns and predictions there of how things will shake out. But And any other like who's probably your real big surprise, Mark, of who advanced?
I'd say Club Brugge, to be honest.
Yeah.
I did not expect them to not only advance, but like the way they advanced as well. Like they were, I had that game on, and they just took Atalanta apart in the first half. Like, and they weren't even, the goals weren't even like scabby or scammy. They were like legit good goals. So, yeah, that's probably the biggest surprise for me.
And it just felt like they had total control on the matchup in and of itself, not even just like today, but the overall just like leg 1 and 2. They just knew they were the better team.
Yeah, which is surprising considering how, as I said, like Atalanta's a good team. They are currently give me 1 second. Excuse me. They are currently 3rd in the Serie A, so
Juventus is 4th.
Correct.
Milan's 7th, so it's like 3 top 10 teams in Serie A. See you later.
So, yeah, no, that was probably my biggest surprise. Harrison?
Yeah, I mean, that would probably be it. There weren't many shocks in the Champions League apart from Bruges doing as well as they did for me. And Celtic, they put up a fight. PSG dominating Brest was no shock.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that was like one of those things that, like, as long as they advanced from the initial stage, like PSG was going to find their way.
Exactly. And then, suck it, Juventus. That's one team that's always fun to hate on. So watching them fall out to PSV, this feels good.
Yeah, I think it's the way that all the opponents from the Serie A teams played against, the way that they kind of just controlled each leg in each game. Yeah. They just came in and handled them, especially against Juventus and Atalanta. Like it felt like they never had a chance. Like Milan obviously had a shot. It was close both legs, but the other two, it was like there was no way either of those teams were advancing the way that their opponents were playing in both legs. So very impressive feats for them.
I'm interested to see who Feyenoord draw in the next round because they could pull some shocks off.
No, they're going to lose either us or Inter in the next round.
You don't want Feyenoord. You don't want Feyenoord.
Yes, they do.
No, you don't.
Yes, they do. They just hired Robin van Persie as their manager. I want to kick that dickhead's ass and make him upset. Fuck him.
That's exactly why Feyenoord would beat y'all.
No, they're not. Yeah.
RVP.
Rank your from most wanted to least wanted opponents, Mark, for the next round.
So I saw a tweet that said, where was it? So I saw a tweet that said, if we draw PSV, then we're on Real Madrid's side of the bracket. Mm-hmm. If we draw Feyenoord, we're in Bayern. And so the way I was thinking it was, I want to avoid Real Madrid because they have legit devil magic. But it'd be an iconic matchup. However, I don't need any more Madrid eyes on Saliba. Like, get away from him. He's ours. Unless you pay us like 200 million, then get the fuck out of here. But I think Bayern are beatable. However, I said the same thing last year. So, but I think I prefer Feyenoord because I think we'd be more likely to beat Bayern because I think we've learned from our experience from last year. But I'd love to face Real Madrid because it's just Arsenal and Real Madrid is like it's one of those matchups that's like iconic. It doesn't happen that often, but when it does, it's like always produces great matches. So and fun fact, Arsenal became the first English team to ever beat Real Madrid at Real Madrid. Fun fact.
At the 7th layer of hell.
Yes. So yeah. But as I said, Well, I feel confident about either one of our chances against either Dutch team, to be honest. And after that, it's quarterfinals, and at that point you're going to face a great team regardless. So bring it on.
So the first leg is March 4th, second leg March 11th, and you said Saka could be back.
They're saying he could be back for I saw reports saying he could be back for the first leg, but then I'm seeing reports he's going to come back after the international break. But I think we have enough that we can get through either or. I think we have enough to get through at least the round of 16 without him against either PSV or Feyenoord. And that's no disrespect to either of those sides. It's just even without Saka and Martinelli, we just are the better team.
Right.
So I think it'll be where. Well, I'm not sure how exactly the legs work. I assume we're going to be we get the second leg at home.
Mm-hmm.
I assume.
I'll see what it looks like.
I don't know, but my ideal scenario is just go on the road, win 1-0, 2-0, and then just get an early goal in the second leg, and then just close up shop pretty much.
Yeah, so the teams that advance today get the first home match.
Okay, yeah. So then that's the ideal scenario. Whoever just go on the road, win 1 or 2-0. I don't even care how the goals go in. Just score 1 or 2 goals. Don't concede anything. Don't do anything stupid. Stay healthy. Then come back the next week at home and just get an early goal and just close up shop and move on.
So there you have it. We'll have our predictions and everything once the draw comes out and see how things shake out with the final 16 in the Champions League. But let's move to this weekend in Premier League action. It's brought to you by our friends over at Biñho. Guys, we love Biñho. It is the next big tabletop game for your tailgates, your man caves, your she sheds, whatever it may be. You bring out a Biñho board, you're going to be the talk of the event. It's paper football meets foosball, and it is the ultimate flicking experience. Use our link in the description and check out their officially licensed Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City, Juventus, and MLS collection boards. Plus, they have already properly made boards. You can customize your own. They have accessories, merchandise, you name it. It is the best. Use our link in the description, and when you go to checkout, use code Biñho Bennett 62, and you'll get 10% off your entire order from our friends at Biñho. Again, that's code Biñho Bennett 62 when you use our link in the description with our friends at Biñho. So taking a look at the upcoming slate of Premier League action. Obviously the game happened today that we already talked about here on Wednesday, but starting on Friday afternoon footy here in the States. Brentford at Leicester City at 3 p.m. Another kind of not really, I won't use the word test. That's not the right word there, but that's a game that Brentford, they got to take care of business if they want to kind of stay afloat and be in the mix towards the top 12, top 10 situation. And Leicester City's got to have that if they want to get out of relegation zone for sure. Then an ultimate shithousery at 7:30 a.m. Saturday. Man United at Everton.
Everton are favorite for that game. Imagine saying that even a month ago.
Throw money on Everton for this game. Throw money on them. I might. That's
crazy.
This is not a gambling podcast. Please take our advice with a grain of salt.
Correct. There is a number. There is a number. Wolves at Bournemouth at 10 a.m. on Saturday. Should
Up the cherries.
Interesting. Tottenham at Ipswich at 10 a.m. as well.
Hey, Ipswich going for the double, which is hilarious. And Tottenham's only plus 100 favorites, so
yeah,
I'm just saying.
Anything could happen. Anything could happen. Brighton's at Southampton at 10 a.m. Just take care of business, boys. I cannot have another draw to fucking Southampton this season. Take care of business.
Wait, are you at home?
We're away.
You should be fine.
Yeah. take care of business. We up until recently, we haven't been good at home, so I'm fine being on the road. We've been road dogs. Because if Brighton win this, Villa drawing today, they got to play Chelsea this week too. We'll see how that shakes out. I'll be rooting for Chelsea in that one, just because I need Villa to stumble on down the table. But if Brighton take care of business, they could potentially jump, I think, to 7th or 8th. So that's huge. But just take care of business against the bottom of the barrel. West Ham at Arsenal. How we feeling, Mark?
I feel good. I mean, we've owned West Ham lately. I think they did beat us last year at home, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they did. They beat us 2-0. But that was like really undeserved, if I recall correctly. I feel good. West Ham they're one of those teams where they're like safe. They don't need to worry about relegation. They're out of all the cups. So we just got to take care of our own business. It won't be pretty again, but it'll be. I predict like a 2-0, 3-1 win. Like it will. It will. The scoreline will make it look comfortable, and I think it will be comfortable in the end. Like I don't foresee West Ham doing anything. It would just be, I think, a little annoying just trying to get the goals. But as I said, I'll take the goals any way I can get. But it'll be a 2-0, 3-1 win easily.
Crystal Palace at Fulham. I sadly will have to root for Crystal Palace to win that game because I need Fulham to tobble on down the table. 12:30 p.m. on Saturday, Chelsea at Aston Villa. Harrison, how are we feeling?
I said it before the pod. If we're gonna win any game this month, somehow this is gonna be the one. Somehow we're gonna pull it out of our ass. But yeah, no, I'm not feeling good. I haven't felt good about this team in weeks, months, years.
I swear a couple weeks ago you said that they were back.
I thought they were back. They were playing well, and now no. It's over.
Turns out goaltending matters.
It's never been more over.
Yeah, I need Chelsea to wipe the floor with Aston Villa.
That's a hater watching me because I hate both teams. So like,
yeah,
a draw will be perfect.
Nottingham Forest on Sunday 9 a.m. At Newcastle. Ultimate hater bowl for Mark.
Once again, I'll take a draw. Yeah. Well, ideally is a draw. If I had to pick the one team that I'd prefer to win, I'd say Forest, just because then I need Newcastle to keep tumbling down so that we can get Isak will be cheaper. So, but I draw. I think will be the best, and I think it will be a draw.
Yeah. And then Sunday at 11:30, Liverpool at Man City.
A, it's gonna be ridiculous, really fun game. B, can't play. I have to root for City, unfortunately. I will put away my hater and biasness as I did today for Villa for a couple hours. I can do the same for City for a couple hours. So I'm going to say up the citizens. But geez, after seeing how badly Real Madrid destroyed City's defense, Liverpool might destroy them. But they also like didn't have Haaland, they didn't have KDB, so maybe, and like once like it got to like 2-0, I think Pep was like, yeah, this tie's over, so he decided not to risk them. But yeah, it'll be a good game. It's gonna be a great game, but I'm rooting for a draw or a City win. I fear it might be a Liverpool win. But I was gonna say, let me just say, Phil Foden fucking sucks. I don't want to hear him be compared to my star boy ever again. My star boy is the standard. You notice how they compare everyone to him? Foden, Palmer, any young player, but my boy always reaches another level. Yeah, don't ever compare them ever again. And Ram.
So that is this weekend, and then we kind of have a wraparound as well. So by the time we record again, there will be 4 other games that will have happened for match week 27, and that is Bournemouth at Brighton, Villa at Crystal Palace, Fulham at Wolves, and Southampton at Chelsea.
On Tuesday?
That's on Tuesday, and then
Okay.
Wednesday, by the time we record, those games will also have happened, and Wednesday's slate is Everton at Brentford, Man City at Tottenham, Ipswich at Man United, Arsenal at Forest, Newcastle at Liverpool, and then the Thursday standalone game is Leicester City at West Ham.
Yeah, those are some good matchups on Wednesday.
Some good games.
We'll have a lot to talk about next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have that. We'll have Champions League draw.
Hopefully Chelsea win, so I can not be depressed as fuck.
You better be hoping for 2 Chelsea wins with Southampton after Villa.
Oh, if you don't beat Southampton, you don't even deserve to
At
play
home
Europe next year.
Yeah,
you can't even deserve to beat. A draw is not enough. Like, you need to win.
I know. Trust me.
Villa is on a gauntlet.
Yeah.
Of just in terms of turnaround time. Playing Wednesday, then on Saturday, and then playing on Tuesday. 3 games in 6 days.
Yep.
Good grief. Thank goodness it's not me.
That's why I think it's like impossible. That's why I think like it's impossible for any English club to ever win a quadruple. Like, a treble is already hard enough, but I think it's like impossible for a team to try to win it just because the sheer number of games they have to play without a winter break. Like, it just, like, there's just no team is going to be able to cope with that, like, just amount of games. Like, it just eventually just get exhausted. So
plus Villa's going to have first leg of Champions League right after that on March 4th.
Yep.
Who do they? And then out of their Champions League first leg, they're at Brentford.
Yep.
And then they'll be
Not
at
easy.
home March 11th. That's brutal.
Yeah, not easy.
Brutal month for those villains. I hope they keep fucking tumbling and tumbling down. Need it. Anything else, boys, before we hop on out of here and get ready for another week of the beautiful game?
Go Birds.
Go Birds, indeed.
Go Birds, indeed.
Make sure you guys are following us on the socials at FC Top Bins, Twitter and TikTok at Top Bins Pod on Instagram and Threads. Subscribe to the pod, Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts in audio form. Leave a 5-star review. Subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia. Leave a like on the video. Drop a comment in the comment section. Click that bell icon so you know whenever new videos go live. You can also leave us a voicemail, speakpipe.com/FC Top Bins. Get your banter off on the voicemail line. It is open 24/7, 365. Speakpipe.com/FC Top Bins. Another episode in the books. Enjoy another lovely weekend upcoming of Premier League action. We'll see you right back here next week. But until then, we'll see you next week.